And what I'm going to do is, let me grab a couple of Rolodex cards. So I'm just going to show you some ones I have kind of completed before, just with little bits and pieces that I've had. I usually clean up my gel plate with the cards, and then you can add leftover bits, just make something fun. So I made this one in 2017, it looks like. I actually dated one. This one was part of a gel plate print that I glued on top. Of course, I never finished them. I just have them. Oh, there's my blank cards. And this one says, this was a stamp, I loved that one. Imagine and giggle. So, and I know I have a bunch of finished ones somewhere, but let's add some gesso. And let's get a couple of backgrounds. You don't have to gesso them, of course, but I like the gesso, and I have enough left over here. Let's just do another one. Yeah, I'm having to use that Liquitex. I have a big bottle. You know, often I test products and I only bring in the things that I like to use. Well, that's not true. I bring in papers that I think customers will like, but if it's a paint or a tool or something like that, I have to think it's really good for me to sell it in the store. And so I have a lot of opened things like gessos that I tested that I don't think that I could honestly sell them. Unless somebody asks for it by name, I'd be happy to get it for them because we do special requests. But something I'm going to recommend has got to be something that I like, or I won't recommend it. And Michelle will attest to that if she's still watching. This one's not so bad. This is more of the artist grade rather than the student grade. The student grade one is very gritty. It's not that bad. I just don't like the consistency like I like the Ranger or Golden one. Okay, so I have some of that on here. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever used these. These are high flow acrylics. So it's a paint, it's a very liquidy paint. But the thing about these paints is you can use them with your dip pens, with fountain pens, with writing pens, or use them as paint. So I'm going to use some of that in a minute. We're going to make a background with it. I just want to make sure I shook it up. Okay. Oops. There you go. There's plenty on my finger right there. So it is very liquidy. Like I said, you can use it with a dip pen. So my color is supposed to be a little bit more brown. So let me use some sepia. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle attested to the fact that I don't recommend a product if I don't like it. Yes, we have Hangout Day tomorrow. If you want to come, we do have a couple of spaces left, but you have to put that option from the online store. There's no charge, but you have to select that product and you have to check out. That way we know that you're coming. It just enables us to keep track better. So I'm just opening this one. I was trying to do it so that I wouldn't get filthy, but it's not going to happen. This, by the way, the color that I did use is a really, really cool one. This is Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. It changes the look of just about anything. It's a fun color. So I only need one drop. Okay, let's get some brown. And I wanted to use it. So you can see here where I didn't get any gesso at all, it sunk right into the Rolodex card. Whereas here, it didn't go quite as well in, so I could remove it while it's still wet, but it gives it an interesting layered look. So I'm just going to dry this really quickly. And I set up the Facebook group for the 5x5 and sent everybody an invite today. Actually, we set up the group a while ago, but we sent everybody an invite today. So you might want to check your emails for that. And we have the May kit up. The May kit will feature an interesting product from Paperartsy. That wasn't, I don't have 3 hands, that was Debbie's hand in case anybody's freaking out. Okay, let me put a little bit of this down. This is the botanical stains. And maybe I'll use that full strength. You know, this is my favorite method for picking up color, is this dip or swipe through method. I like the fact you never know what you're going to get. I always find that really interesting. In fact, let's just drop a little bit more on here. So now the two won't mix because this is an acrylic paint and then this is more of an ink. So because I had dried the paint first, it won't mix. Sorry, I should have told you that first. Hi, Tina. See if I can put a little bit more purple up here. I'm going to flatten this back down by drying from the back side so my paper will flatten back down. Now, this is a stamp that's coming in next week. I used this stamp MN25 a few days ago, not realizing we didn't have it in stock, but it will be in stock on Monday, and I know a whole bunch of you have already ordered it. So I want to get some brown. I'm going to use Vintage Photo now in the oxide, just so I can add a little bit more interest to my background. And I was touching it very lightly, and then I was getting progressively heavier handed to push it down. Add a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab Debbie, I'm taking MN115. I'm going to find a bigger block. I'm going to stamp that on a piece of book paper. Let's see if this is still juicy or if it needs to be re-inked. Well, it's not very juicy. Problem with my ink pads is I never know which ones are good or not. Okay, we're going to try this one. First I'm going to stamp it on here because I want the writing. And I want the antenna, and then I'm going to stamp it on here and cut it out. I know archival ink dries very, very quickly, but I am in the habit of setting every ink I use with the heat tool so that I know it won't smear. And get in South Dakota where the paint doesn't dry, the ink probably does need to be heat set, even archival. So I think I want to color some of these things in just to bring some highlights. I don't know that I brought any colors with me. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I could use a little bit of this. Let's find a little brush. Let's just test it out on this part first. It's too dark. Because I'm going to cover this up, so make sure I'm in frame. Oh, Mitzi, look, I got to rinse my brush in the Mitzi pot. I put fresh water in it. Okay, let's see what else I can come up with. So this will give it a little bit of shimmer. I just want to add a little bit of color. I can already see the shimmer though. Oh, thank you, Kippy. Wasn't sure if it was going to be hot or cold today. Could have checked the weather, but I gave up watching the news a few weeks ago, so. Okay, let me put the lid on that. See if I can find my scissors. So because I stamped this already on the paper, I don't have to worry about the antenna and the head, because that's too fiddly to cut out. My paper's a little bit wet, so we're just going to hope I don't rip when I cut. So that will go right on there, but I won't glue the wings down, so they'll be a little bit dimensional. We need to find some rub-ons. Kippy, what? It's snowing in Colorado? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me use those as sentiments, but I have a lot of sentiments and rub-ons, so let me pull my Fort Inner Market rub-ons and see if we can use those. I can't believe it's raining there. I mean, snowing even. Isn't it like almost summer? Or does that just feel like that here? Now let me find where I put my... Still haven't found my original bone folder. See what else I can find to make it more interesting. Oh, I've got some purples on here. So let me cut some of this out. Well, let's just put this part down here. Let me make sure I stick my book in the wet paint. Let's put that down here. Just use this rub one up so it's all gone. Oh, we're out of time. Okay, I'm going to glue this down and take a photo, but there's an altered Rolodex card in really poor light that you can't see it. Let me hold it up closer, maybe you can see the colors better. For some reason, there's a real glare on my screen. Can you guys see that at all, detail-wise or color-wise? Snow and rain from Michigan on Monday, too? Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, now my computer focused. So there it is so far. I'm going to do a couple more things to it. and then I'll put a picture online. But have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching me. Sorry I ran over on time. I wasn't paying attention. And we'll see you Monday. Have a good night. Bye.